Cool, but okay. So let me just finish off this topic about the academic research trends. Would you still agree that? Oh, how should I phrase it without saying it too stupidly? Would you still agree that there is a trend to use less and less like traditional scientific methods to publish research and to go more towards publishing preprint and perhaps even doing these kind of open reviews versus the more closed peer reviewing methods that was previously done? Or previously still are.
Yeah, but I mean, now the question is oh, sorry, I have to stay close to the microphone. Is that a problem? Because I must say, and now I've been in the academic world for a long time now.
Yeah.
Every research community has their own top conferences,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Each of these top conferences receives a ridiculous amount of submissions.
Yes.
And to be very honest, I walk around with the hypothesis that a significant part of getting accepted at those conferences at very small acceptance ratios, 10% or below, has a big luck factor associated with it. Who do you get as a reviewer, right?
Yeah.
And if that is the case, then maybe the peer reviewing thing, because there's nothing more conservative than a research community. There was a statement in the Netherlands that said, any research field can be kept alive by having 3 professors at 3 different universities deciding to organize a yearly conference and have a shared journal. And then you can basically keep it alive.
Yeah.
So, is the peer reviewing system really the best way of determining academic excellence?
Yeah.
Is publishing at your top conference in your community really the evidence that you're looking for? You mentioned Google Scholar. I'm doing okay on Google Scholar.
Yes.
Of course, I like that. Yeah, I'm not complaining. I also try to live by Stoic principles, which is I focus my energy on what I can control and I leave the rest. What was it Marcus Aurelius said? I think I leave the rest to the gods or something along those lines. So I'm not going to fight the academic system, but the notion of peer reviewing being the best perfect system for identifying academically excellent papers, I'm not so certain about.
I actually completely agree, of course, and especially in the AI field, we have this very famous podcaster called Yannick Kilcher, and he has done a number of podcasts and actually experiments with one of the top or a couple of top AI conferences like NeurIPS or iClear and others, and he tried to see how the correlation between the groups of reviewers actually review papers and see how that compares to just flipping a coin.
Yes,
and seeing it extremely high level of luck. And it depends exactly what you said on which reviewer you get, if you get accepted or not.
Yeah. And you often need 3 reviewers, and they all need to give you at least weak, accept, or stronger to even have a chance to make it. So if you have one reviewer that basically torpedoes your paper, you're dead.
Yeah. Still, we want to preserve the scientific quality in some ways, right?
Yeah,
and we don't want universities to die out either, right? That was not a clear answer.
No, it isn't, because if you look at all the industries that exist in society, there are 2 industries that have seen very low productivity improvement and innovation. One of them is construction, according to, I think it was in the Economist, an article a few years ago. According to that article, construction had seen 0% productivity improvement since 1947.
Really?
Yeah. If you look at university education, if you really look at it, it has not really innovated since the beginning of universities. I mean, it's still, I'm not sure, butts in seats, if you forgive me the language, and a professor or an assistant or professor or a postdoc or whatever in front of the room that is educating. Yeah, and there are so many new technologies. I mean, I look at my own kids. Whenever they had a lecturer that they thought didn't do a very good job, they stopped going to the lectures. They went to YouTube. They found the same course at one of the leading universities, and they watch those lectures instead of doing the thing. So if you ask me, as a society, we need to invest in generating new knowledge. Typically, that means research in some shape or form. But assuming that the current university system is the one and only a superior system for accomplishing that is, I think, a little bit of I'm not sure if I agree with that sentiment. Let's put it like that.